I had my first boyfriend there.
Was it that he asked you, or?
I think his friend might have asked me. But you know, at my age, when you fall down, dangerous, yeah? It's bad enough if I have to do stunts. It's like, I'm not gonna add to my danger zone. All he has is one little trophy from Cub Scouts.
And I'm sure he appreciates you putting this on blast for everyone to know.
Here in Hawaii, a very special place. We're talking stories, taking it back down memory lane. So sit down, relax as we chit and chat. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, about the kids these days and where they may go. And the reasons why we're proud to call this island home. Here in Hawaii.
Aloha and welcome to the show. Today we're hanging out with Kelly Hu, Kamehameha Schools grad and prolific Hollywood actor. Her long list of credits goes from Phineas and Ferb to The Scorpion King and of course Finding Ohana. But my wife always will know her as Mike Seaver's love interest on Growing Pains. A self-proclaimed tita, Kelly has been doing Hawaii proud on the national stage since 1985 when she was crowned Miss Teen USA. She's a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy getting to know our homegrown superstar.
I got into roller skating, actually,
Really?
which was completely useless. But it was a good way for my mom to just keep me busy and out of trouble for not a lot of money. You know, I would get like the 1 month pass at Roller World and the rink and, you know, skate, you know, for the whole, you know, for like, I would skate for like, I don't know, 6 hours at a time.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
That was here?
Yeah, that was here in Honolulu.
Where
there
was
were
that
a
located?
lot of rinks. You guys
for
too
real?
young. You don't even remember. Yes, roller skating was a thing back then. There were several roller rinks. Yeah, Roller World was in town, and then the rink was in Chinatown.
Okay.
Yeah. You had to skate around 9 giant pylons in the middle. Like it was kind of stupid to do, like, you know, like spinning and stuff and kicking these pylons, and you know, it was nuts.
What kind of memories do you have of being at the roller rink? Was it something where like you made friends or you went with friends, or like what was the scene like?
At first I used to go with my best friend Joelle. You know, she was my best friend in elementary school, and we started going, I guess, in the 4th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alone?
Just the two of us, yeah. I had my first boyfriend there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I found my first boyfriend. I wouldn't even kiss him. I was so young.
How did that come about? Was it that he asked you, or?
I think his friend might have asked me. It was one of those.
Was it like on a
and then
piece
I
of
would just
paper
sit
kind of
next
thing?
to him, you know, and then we would like couple skate, which was like a big deal, right? That was like telling everybody you were a couple, but nothing ever happened.
What other kind of memories do you have from there?
You know, I don't know, maybe that's when I started getting my competitive spirit, because, you know, that's when we used to, you know, have competitions and stuff like that. So I think I started understanding the idea of a work ethic and preparing for competition. You know, working out till your muscles were aching and putting in the hours. It didn't help. I was still junk.
But you like the chance of being better.
Yes.
So was it like organized competitions that they had?
Yeah, we got trophies and everything.
And there's no interest in picking it back up now, that, because it seems like there's a lot of people picking back up skating. I see
It
on
would
the
be
TikTok.
fun.
Yeah?
I mean, I've done it, but you know, at my age, when you fall down, dangerous, you break a hip,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, we can't afford to lose you to injury right now.
Yeah, it's bad enough if I have to do stunts. It's like, I'm not gonna add to my danger zone.
So you said like that's where you think that you started getting this competitive nature. What was it about competition that you gravitated towards? Was it because of something that you saw in like growing up in your parents or family? Like,
you mean competition-wise?
Yeah.
You know, not at all. Nobody in my family, as far as I knew, was into any kind of competition. My mom might have done some bowling,
Yeah.
You know, but that was about it. But my brother, we actually make fun of the fact that all he has as a trophy, I've got like tons of trophies from skating and pageants and, you know, acting and all these kind of stuff. But all he has is one little trophy from Cub Scouts.
And I'm sure he appreciates you putting this on blast for everyone to know.
So, yeah, I can always make fun of him for that, yeah.
Does he still have it though?
I don't know. He must have kept it because it's the only one he has, and it's not like it's taking up that much room.
Yeah. Before we head back to Kelly, let's go ahead and take a pit stop in Waipio Gentry to meet Dr. Theresa Wee.
In 1960s, when I was 8 years old, I didn't even know a woman doctor.
Oh.
But my dad used to take me to the library, you know, all four of us kids, and I read an autobiography. I was fascinated, and I read the story of Florence Nightingale, Madame Curie, but I really liked Elizabeth Blackwell, the first woman doctor. So at the age of 8, I declared to everyone, I want to be a doctor.
Wow.
And everyone told me, no, you're going to be a nurse, you'll be an engineer like your dad. And I said, you know, I was stubborn. I said, no, I'll show all of you.
What does it mean to you, for you, to be a doctor?
I find great satisfaction in getting to know the community, getting to know the families, being a part of their lives, and knowledge is power, so we need to really educate people on healthy habits, and if we can instill them in our children, what a great opportunity for the next generation.
What are some other ways, like outside of the office, that you've been able to kind of be a part of the community, help build community?
Yeah, so I decided to do something that was never in Hawaii. It's called Walk with a Doc Oahu. So I meet every Saturday at Central Oahu Regional Park near the tennis courts from 8 to 9. We get about 30 to 40 people every week.
Wow, that's great.
I do the health tip, the 5-minute health tip. We warm up, I do warm-up exercises. And we have 3 routes, a short, a medium, and a long route. And then we regroup, and I go over the health tip, we cool down, and then we have fruit refreshments. And so it's really wonderful to see people just lingering for half an hour after the walk. I'm like, okay guys, I'm going. But that social connection is so important, especially, I would say 80% of my walkers are kupunas, although all ages are welcome. But I think that people who really want to get started but don't know how, I think it's so hard to do it by yourself. Yeah. You know, you just feel so alone, you know, and then it's not safe. And so I've heard from feedback from my walkers that they have been so excited to come every week, and they bring their husbands or their other significant other. And I've had some people who no longer come to Walk with a Doc, but they check in and they say, I've been running half marathons. One person said I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and he looked great.
We see what it means for these people. What has it meant for you? How has it filled you up?
You know, I've been a private practice pediatrician now over 40 years, and I'll be honest with you, working 6 days a week, taking call 24/7 for over 30 years, I was getting burnt out. Sometimes you feel like no one listens to me, no one's losing weight, no one, you know, you just feel so dejected and inefficient. But I think that every Saturday, this is the highlight of my week, where I'm just so grateful to see people really benefiting. It reminds me, like I have to remind myself, why did I want to go into medicine 50 years ago? And that's what I try to tell my other physicians. You know, we need to, as providers, we need to take care of ourselves and fill ourselves up. Otherwise, we're no good to our patients.
Look at her. Oh, okay, Oh, I shouldn't have touched you. Now I can sneeze.
Now you're here.
Yeah.
Oh, you're allergic?
I am. I'm allergic, but I cannot help.
for someone who, sought out success on the continent, why was it so important for you to still stay connected, to your roots here, and for people to know that you're representing Hawaii?
First of all, my parents were still living here.
Oh, okay.
So I was always coming back. And Hawaii is always going to be my home, no matter how far I live. Even if I live, on the other side of the globe, Hawaii is always going to be my home and where I consider, my roots. And I have to say, when my parents, uprooted and moved to Vegas, there was a part of me, like a part of me that felt like my heart was kind of getting ripped out, because I always felt like coming home to Hawaii to visit my parents was like, my home base, right? And it makes me so tearful just to think about it. One of my best friends, who still lives on island, of course, she knew that that's how I was feeling. And when my parents left, she said, I want you to know that you always have a home here. You always have a bedroom to come home to. You always can come and stay here with us. And you don't have to feel like you've been uprooted. And it means so much to have such good friends like that just know you, that just know what you're thinking. You don't even have to say it, and they're there for you, right?
Do you still feel like, even though you felt at that time that you're uprooted, that she's right, that you're still here?
Yeah. I just stayed with her like on the first 4 or 5 days on my trip. And we're always going to be close. We're always going to have, that special bond. It's like, how we say ohana is who you make it, right? It's, family is chosen sometimes. Yeah.
Do you think that you would, as, your career moves forward, that there's a chance that you would ever come back and make Hawaii your home?
I dream of that day. I would absolutely love to be able to do that. But at the moment, my parents, they love living in Vegas.
Yeah.
All of us kids are on the mainland, so it's so much easier for all of us to be able to have access to them. And, we're in Vegas, so it's almost like the 9th island, right? Everybody calls it the 9th island. So it's as close to being home as we can get without actually being home, right? And I have to say, there's so much aloha there. When I first moved in with all my moving trucks, I had 2 moving trucks come to Vegas, with all my stuff. I only had a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't know how the heck I had filled like 2 moving trucks, but I did. But the day that my trucks came, I had 5 classmates from Kamehameha come to meet the trucks to help me unload.
Wow.
Without me even asking. I will forever be thankful for that, and coming to a whole new place, because I lived in Los Angeles for 38 years.
Wow.
And so, getting out of Los Angeles, uprooting myself once again, felt like another tearing away of the heart. But having a built-in community, just that instant support just made me feel like, wow, I can do this.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'd like to turn things over for a moment to our friends at Hawaii State Federal Credit Union, who have this story to tell.
Emilio, biologically, he is my grandson, but I adopted him. I am his mama. When he was small, they told me he had to have early intervention. He was motor skill delay and speech delay. And then there was a time he just stopped talking.
Learning how to read is huge in success of an individual.
Every child out there, they deserve to dream, and they just need that extra support sometimes. That's where we step in. Our program, Always Reading, provides access to books via a digital tablet, and we have a book coach who provides that family engagement support.
So when they gave the reading tablet, he loved it. It was a place where he could escape and he could learn, and he would just soak it up like a sponge.
I can read this book. It has 5 trucks and dinosaurs.
I can't tell my children what it's like to be a fireman, because I don't know. But let's read a book. Let's find out.
Maybe I don't need a pet. Snips is the perfect pet for me.
Every time he would ask a lot of questions, I just kept going back to the time when he wasn't talking. And I was just amazed how far he came.
His last year in this class, his team met and determined that he no longer needed an individualized education plan, which is amazing.
To see AJ where he started and now where he is at the end of the Always Reading program, it's so heartwarming, and I think that's what motivates all of us at Always Dream to keep going.
My dream for Emilio is to realize that anything's possible if you put your mind to it. I just want him to be happy.
There's more with Kelly coming up, but first, I'd like to introduce you to Sean Kinilau of Elite Parking. He's a grandpa who's raising the bar for all grandpas.
Mondays and Tuesdays, I normally come here about 5, drop off dinner, spend time with the grandkids. They just kind of want to watch some TV. Then after that, we go walk up to the playground, stay there for about an hour, then come back down, bathe them, feed them, then I'm out. Come on, climb, climb, come on, climb. Good, no, reach the pole first. It started because my mom actually used to do the same thing for us when we were growing up. So she used to pick up our kids from school, take them to soccer, go home, cook, then on our way home, we drop by her place, she feeds us, then we go home. Lucky. Everybody's mom, like you think they're the best. Like my mom is really the best. You know, my kids are working now. My daughter wants to go work out. So do the other ones want to go work out too. So this is the least we can do, just help them a couple times a week. Easy. I love it.
Yeah, so what is it about it that you love?
I just spending time with my grandkids and my kids too. You know, they're kind of older, my kids, and I want to be a part of their lives. That's important to me. Then you got to try and pull his flags. Okay? Sit. Go, go. There you go, Jitterbug. My grandkids haven't figured it out yet, but they kind of like hanging around me, I think. You know, they haven't, I haven't grown too old on them, so yeah, it's been fun. No, I just love spending time with them. They're super fun. They're good kids, and they keep me young. Like, you know, I get a chance to run around and play and just spend time with them. Yeah, I mean, it's all, you know, my wife and I ever wanted is to raise a family here. Then now we have an extended family, and just blessed. You know, we're raising them in the best state in the world, so super lucky.
And how many grandkids do you have?
We have 4.
4.
Yeah, so my oldest, Shauna, has 2. Then Justine, our second, has 2.
What are the ages?
5, 4, 3, and the baby is 5 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so kind of a wide range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you always a cook? Did you always?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is my mom's recipe, the beef stew.
Oh, no way.
Super simple. Yeah, the beef stew, the roast, pretty much anything I can make. Like, I've asked my mom, like, hey, Mom, how do I make this? So she's got some good tips, good recipes. So, like, Mom, how much ketchup?
Yeah.
Like what? Half teaspoon, you know. She goes, this is what she says. Shh. I said, what, Mom? Try again? She goes, yeah. Shh. That's how much ketchup.
Oh, that's a lot of love.
I love doing this. It's like just a little something that we can do to take care of the kids, you know.
Yeah.
And they appreciate it.
What makes your heart sing?
I just love spending time with my kids and grandkids. They melt my heart. They make my day. They make me smile. They make me live. I just love them.
We recognize you and identify you as, you know, the successful Hollywood actress. For your best friends, like, how do they know you guys? Like, what is Kelly to them?
I am such a tita. I really am. I'm loud and I'm, obnoxious sometimes, and my friends are what has really gotten me through some of the darkest days. They're the ones I turn to when I feel like I can't trust anybody else. People are often surprised that my darkest days have always been my most successful times in my career. And I think it's because when you are doing really well in this kind of career, there's such a microscope that's put on you. And I feel sometimes like it's so hard to live up to all of that. And then you're surrounded suddenly with people who are just worried about, keeping their 10% or 5% or whatever it is that they're getting. And they don't really tell you what's really going on. They just want to make you happy and be yes men. And that's when your friends are so important. That's when your friends are like, there to tell you what's real. Like, oh, you cannot leave the house looking like that. You cannot walk the red carpet with that hair thing going on. Or, I've had that literally happen. I've had moments where, my friends have literally had to do interventions and be like, excuse me, miss, but remember that time when you said, if I ever got too big for my britches, that, come kick me in my ass? Well, we're kicking you in your ass,
How did that feel when that happened? Were you receptive to it, or?
At first I wasn't. I was shocked. Yeah. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah. But, you have to understand that your real friends are there to do that for you. And you have to be open to it. And I've always had friends that have been so supportive from the very beginning. I mean, I'm so lucky that I've just had the best friends who have been there since I was a kid. I do want to encourage, especially Native Hawaiians, to really study and cultivate their, acting, their craft, and be prepared, because these opportunities are going to come fast when they do come. And I hope to see more Native Hawaiians, more, Pacific Islanders on screen and behind the camera, and, just being really a part of our industry. And so there's all kinds of programs like ICANN, where they can learn and practice and meet other people, network, and hopefully there will be another generation of Native Hawaiians that I can, look forward to watching on screen and be so proud of.
They say never meet your heroes, but in this case, I'm so glad I got to meet Kelly. The first time I interviewed her was in 2020 over Zoom for my podcast. I remember thinking, this is a pretty big deal. I hope she's okay with me asking any kind of questions. And from the minute that she popped up on the screen, it was like we were old friends catching up. She's such a genuine and authentic person, and I hope you got to see that in today's show. Mahalo for watching. I'll see you next week. Aloha.
Ice Palace came in while roller skating was still a thing. Mm-hmm. If you could roller skate, you could pretty much ice skate. It was very much the same principles, right?
Yeah.
Except ice skating was so much lighter on your feet and less friction, so you could spin so much further. You were like, wow, this is easy. I love doing this thing called plyo jam, which is like a aerobic dance plyometrics kind of workout.
Oh, I never heard of that one.
For me, like going to a dance class and just dancing and looking dumb and not caring, that's like my favorite kind of workout. And I think it's supposed to also help your brain, right? Like, because I need a lot of help with that stuff these days. The brain fog is real.
That and ginkgo biloba, right?
I do
Garlic.
all of that. All of that. The lion's mane, the ginkgo, like anything that can help my brain, I'm on it.